camera speed, audio speed, sync clap. If you're wondering why I'm looking like a Christmas tree and why I'm sounding so damn horrible, today we're looking at audio, but I think for now let's rather just use one audio channel. Now, in 80% of the production work I do, I often find myself in a situation where client budgets don't really allow for you to have an additional audio engineer on site. So after the last few years, I've had to find interesting and alternative ways to make the audio gear that I do have work for me. In my opinion, you can shoot a video on your phone, but if the audio sounds horrible, the whole video production just falls flat. The very first piece of audio equipment I ever bought was the Shure Lenshopper video onboard microphone. And I'm going to cut to that audio now so that you can hear what it sounds like. For what I did back then, general eventing, few corporate interviews, this worked fine, but as you can hear, there's quite a lot of ambient noise coming in from this microphone. You have to be very, very close to this microphone to actually make it work. Now, the biggest investment I ever made with regards to audio gear is the Sennheiser Lapel Kit. So yeah, you've got a transmitter, yeah, you've got a receiver. The transmitter is obviously connected to a lapel mic. I think it's this one on the right. As you can hear, the audio is great. The transmission range is amazing on these kits. Very little ambient audio. This really is a very professional product. It does cost a little bit more. In South African terms, you're looking at about 12 to 15K depending on which brand you buy. But yeah, this is really very professional. We use it for all of our TV projects. We use it for all of our digital projects. Only problem with this sometimes being it's very bulky. So if you don't have a lot of time and you need to mic someone up, it does take a little bit of time having to place the transmission pack on their bodies, feed the audio cable or lapel cable through to underneath their shirts and pop it on their collar. And obviously it normally is quite visible unless you start hiding it underneath people's clothes. The latest addition to our audio equipment setup are these little guys, the Rode wireless microphones. Now, as you can see, it's obviously super small. Essentially, it's exactly the same as the Sennheiser's, a lot cheaper, where you've got a transmitter that connects into a lapel mic. I think it's this one. And then obviously sends the signal through to a receiver. It looks exactly like this sitting on the camera or into an audio recorder. Now, the cool thing about these things are obviously they're super small, so it's much easier to mic someone up and try and hide this. But additionally, it has a built-in microphone here. So this is a second system that we've got, no lapel connected here, and this is literally a microphone sitting right there. So when you're doing conferencing, when you're doing eventing, and you don't really have time to mic someone up, you can just put one of these in one of their pockets or just put it on the inside of their blazers, especially when we're miking up women. I know it sounds weird, but it's much easier for a woman just to put this microphone into her top and just hide it into her bra strap instead of having to run cables underneath their clothes or through the back or through the top of their collars. Much easier. Now, the only negative with these little guys is the transmission range. You have to have proper line of sight, meaning that your transmitter needs to see your receiver properly without any interference in between. Otherwise, you will get audio drops, which we've experienced on sets before. Now, this is probably the most important piece of audio equipment I own. This is the Zoom H6N audio recorder. Essentially, it's an external recorder that you record all of your audio on, as opposed to recording it straight onto your camera. Now, as you can see, it's got 4 XLR ports, so essentially you can record 4 audio channels on here. It's also got additional microphones that you can put on the top. So the advantages of having an audio recorder like this is being able to record multiple audio tracks. In this instance, we're recording 3 microphones. You've also got the ability to control the volumes and add some effects to it as well. Not that we really play around with that too much. Yeah, it is bulky, so you would see me running around with a fanny pack where this thing is tucked in, but with this system we're able to shoot TV shows where we're recording 2 audio channels at once. Also in the eventing space, you're able to run around and record proper audio without having an additional audio engineer on set. Guys, thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe. This was recorded 2 days before South Africa went into the coronavirus COVID-19 lockdown. Quite an interesting time for freelancers out there. So yeah, if you're a freelancer, good luck with a few weeks ahead. I hope you manage to find lots of work when everyone gets back into the office, and be safe and look after yourselves.